Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again. Look, here we go. Here we go. We talked about it every day. Getting closer and closer to the season, right? I just want to say, um, like I said in the last video, I'm excited to see more of what this defense can do with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I understand it's preseason. I understand it's training camp, but this is the time that this team didn't have last year, or any team, because of COVID. We didn't have these preseason games. We didn't have this extra time of getting prepared for the season. Um, for these second year guys, like I said, it's most important for these guys to get out there and get this time. Dorrance Armstrong out there was playing against the Arizona game. I think he had like 2 sacks or whatever. He was just all over there. Brett Urban, you could see him in the middle doing his job, clogging and containing so these ends can eat. Same thing with Odigizua and Quentin Bahana. These guys at that one tech, and one of them probably gonna play the 3 tech until Neville Gallimore gets back, and that's probably gonna be Odigizua. He's probably gonna play the 3 tech. But at the end of the day, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far with these guys. They're playing faster, and normally when you play faster, that means you know what you're doing. They're not having to think too much. Like, okay, what are we doing on this play? Blase, blase. Guys putting the call in, they're doing their thing. You got young Micah Parsons calling out the defense. When the last time you seen a rookie out there on the defense calling out the defense? That rarely happens. Now, not saying that he's going to do it in a regular season, but the fact that they're giving him this playing around with it and giving him this opportunity to do it in training camp and preseason games is a lot. We know that young Micah Parsons, like, he's been begging for more play time. He wants to play more. The only thing that I fear about him is that, because he's too hungry. Now, I love the drive in the kid. I love it. I love it. But he also has to understand that he has to stay in his lane as well. Because, again, me, I know the linebacker position pretty well because I played linebacker too. But you got to look at that particular situation. You got to stay in your gaps. You got to stay in your lanes, because if you over pursue, sometimes you're gonna miss, and it's gonna be a big play on you, and then you're gonna be out there looking stupid. So, play. He has all the intangibles that you want from a linebacker and more. But he needs to just, when the season starts, they need to get him to just settle in and just relax a little bit and just let the game come to him. That way, he's focused on what he needs to be doing and not trying to, make every play out there, because you're not going to make every play. You're not going to do that. We talked about the quarterback and the backup situation. How's Dak's shoulder going to be long term? The thing that worries me about Dak's shoulder is the situation of, okay, even if he's okay week 1, right? We talked about that. If he's okay week 1, what is it going to do long term? How is that shoulder going to be week 8, week 10, week 14? I think week 12 is Thanksgiving. So, we have an extra game this year, not including the playoffs. So, is his shoulder going to hold up until the end of the season? That's the question that we have. And if he has to sit out a game or 2 or 3, do you trust the backups on his team to go out there and win you a game? I like what I see with Garrett Gilbert. I know that some of the botched snaps weren't his fault. It was because they were trying to put Connor Williams in at center, and that experiment never needs to happen again. Keep Connor Williams over there on the left tackle side and let Tyler Biadasz do the center stuff. Now, speaking of center, you really don't have a backup center either. So if something happens to Tyler, who's going to snap the ball? Matt Forniak, the 7th-round draft pick? If so, if they have faith in him, he better step his game up, because you never know what's going to happen in the season. We know that injuries are inevitable, so they have to make sure that they do what they need to do to solidify their backup roles. Jason Garrett used to always say all the time, next man up. But if your next man is not good enough to be the next man, then you're fucked. So that's it. Now, back to the quarterback thing. Quarterback, Dak Prescott. Backups. DiNucci needs to be on the practice squad because he's not ready yet. Cooper Rush, I don't know what they're going to do with him, but I do like what I see with Garrett Gilbert. But you're going to see quarterbacks coming off of the board. You're going to see them get cut from teams. Are the Cowboys waiting for a backup quarterback? Who knows? Now, Josh Rosen just got cut, I think, from the 49ers. Could Josh Rosen be a backup for Dak Prescott? Let me know what you guys think about that. And as I go through this team, CeeDee Lamb out there looking like a beast. We talk about Amari Cooper like as if he's nothing. But we forgot that Amari Cooper is the number one wide receiver on this team. He was out there in practice looking good on his route running. Looking smoother now that ankle is better. I think that he's going to come back to form and have a great year. That's just what I believe. Tight end, Sean McKeon, or Kewen, or however you pronounce his last name. He got injured. Now, he's probably going to be out 4 weeks with his high ankle sprain. So does that mean that Jeremy Sprinkle gets the spot over him? What are they going to do with tight end? You got Blake Jarwin, got Dalton Schultz. Who's the third one? Is it going to be Jeremy Sprinkle? Is it going to be Eubanks? What are they going to do? We'll figure it out as time progresses. Now, we go back to this defense. Maurice Kennedy out there looking good. I talked about in the last video, Malik Hooker making a play, interception in practice on his first practice with the team. What are they going to do with him and KZ? Are these guys, they play the same position. They do pretty much the same thing. Are they both going to make this team? I pretty sure hope they do. I think what they need to do, because both guys are coming off of Achilles tears, I think they need to keep both Malik and KZ and play them interchangeably. They need to put Donovan Wilson on the other side as strong safety, and he needs to also do double duty as a special teamer as well, because that's what Donovan Wilson was doing at first too. So he needs to do double duty. These guys could switch it because it's a long season, guys. We have an extra game. They can interchange these guys to keep them fresh, so that way we have a good host of safeties for the end of the year. That's how I think we need to do it. Now, how does that affect the rest of the roster? Well, you might have to go light somewhere. I mean, running back, I think we only need 2. Well, you got Rico Dowdle, though, so that is 3. I mean, you could go 2 tight ends, and you could put the other ones on the practice squad, and then you could flip them how you want it. But we'll get to that point because we still have some time before we have to bring it down to 53. Now, the main thing I want to talk about in the video, I'm sorry that part was too long, but I just wanted to get that in. We did sign a kicker. I know some of you guys probably don't give a damn, but it is what it is. So we signed a kicker. So before I say his hard-ass name, because that name is something else, the reason for this signing is because Hunter Niswander, now at first, and that's why I waited to do the video, because I wanted to see what the real problem was. Because at first, in the in Mike McCarthy's press conference, all he said was he has a problem. He has an issue or whatever. Okay, what the fuck does that mean? Like, I hate when these coaches do that shit. Like, is a problem, an issue, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. I want to know. Tell me what the problem is. So, Hunter Niswander is wave injured. So, in place of him, they went and signed this kicker. He played in the CFL. He played for, I think, 4 different teams, 2 years apiece. He had a stint with the Panthers. He played with the Rams for a little bit, which is why he's probably on this team, because John Fossil probably, he's one of John Fossil's guys when John Fossil was a special teams coordinator for the Rams. So he had that kicker, and he probably liked this particular kicker, and he was like, "Well, let's go ahead and bring him on." Now, if it were me, I would have brought back Kai Forbath because he was the one that had made all the kicks for you last year. But that's just me. Not last year, the year before. Yeah. But that's just me. I would have rather Kai Forbath. I don't know much about this guy. I had to go back and look at CFL games to even see tape on him. So his name is Lirim Lirim, and then the last name is it's got a J in it. So when you look at the last name, it's really going to screw you up. It's like a Hajrullahu. That's how his last name is spelled, but it's pronounced Hajrullahu. Hajrullahu. And there's a J in there. How the hell is it Hajrullahu, but there's a J in there? Now, I'm not questioning nobody's name, but it is what it is. But that's his name. Lirim Hajrullahu. Say that 5 times fast, right? We got some names on this team, boy. This year we got some names on this team. Crazy. So yes, Hunter Niswander has a back injury, kind of similar to what Greg Zuerlein has. It's weird. So they waived him injured. They're still expecting Greg Zuerlein to hopefully come back to practice before week 1 to get ready for the game. But this new kicker that they just signed, he is going to Hajrullahu. He is going to kick for the next 2 preseason games, and if Zuerlein is not ready for week 1, then he'll probably play week 1 too. But we'll see. Hopefully, it doesn't go that far. Hopefully, Zuerlein will be back from his off-season back surgery by week 1, but we'll see. Because again, we're playing against the Bucks. We need all the points we need. Let me know what you guys think about the team, the defense. Who's your standout guy? Who was your pet cat in training camp? And who is a bubble guy? Let me know a bubble guy that you have that you would like to see make this team. A guy that's at the end of the roster. Because again, we know certain positions like wide receiver, we know is almost already taken up. So it's not really anything that these young guys can do to get on a 53. They might get on the practice squad, but because there's 16 guys there now. So we'll have to figure that thing out. But in the meantime, between time, man, like, share, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Have a good day.